Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Lauk and today we're going to work on Fanfare in C major by William Duncombe. You can find this piece on page 8, book 3, Developing Artist Series, Faber and Faber. So go ahead, open up the book. So first we're just going to read through that together and go ahead, pick a hand you want to start with. I always recommend starting with left hand because left hand left alone a lot because usually our right hand is more strong and more skilled. So go ahead, treat your left hand with some time and respect. Okay, so we're going to start reading very slowly and then we're going to work on this piece in details. Okay, 1, 2, 3. How did it go? I bet you might have some problems, especially at measure 4. So if you look at measure 4, you've got to go from your 5th finger to your 3rd finger, from C to G, right? So what needs to happen? Do not connect those two notes, okay? Even though you have to play half note, then quarter note, make sure you're turning your half note into quarter note, or actually maybe dotted quarter note with an A rest in between 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you see what I did? I did 1, 2, and 3. And I would advise do the same thing with beat 3. Turn beat 3 into eighth note. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Okay, so I took those little breaks in between. That is going to be easier to move in between those notes, especially when you have to cover 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3. Okay, so a lot of those things are going to be difficult if you don't work them out. Okay, so also look at the measure 8 when you have staccato in your left hand. Okay, so what is going to be difficult after you played so much? 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, maybe 4, 3, then you have to go 1, 2, 5. Okay, be very careful with that because after so many 3s on Gs, you finally have to play 2. You might get a little bit confused. Good. So another good thing that you have to practice in your left hand, it's lifting before the next chord. When you're just starting at measure 1, 1, 2, lift, 1, 2, lift, 1, 2, 3. So after 3, you should lift. Otherwise, you're going to be either late, like this, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so your hand, your left hand needs to have some breath. Okay. Now we're going to look at your right hand. So what does your right hand do? First of all, look this thing under your first note. What does it mean? Do you see this sign? Like a little arrow pointing to the right? That means you have to accent this note. It's because the fanfare, it's calling for attention. It's someone important coming, right? You cannot just be, here he comes. This person is important. You would never announce someone like this, right? You would never do, hey, here he comes. So make sure what you're gonna do for your first note, you're gonna bring your hand in like this, like you open in the bottle with the bottle opener very quickly, like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're gonna relax for the next note. So you're only gonna stress your first note. Ooh. So let's try it. So I'm gonna say accent, release, 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 okay? Or accent, relax, relax, relax. So the eighth note's supposed to be very light in this case. And accent, light, 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 light. Accent, light, 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 light. Accent, light, 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 light. Accent, lift. Legato, staccato, staccato. Legato, staccato, staccato. Legato, legato, legato. Good. So now look at difficult measure number 7. It's a second line, third measure, measure 7. So what is going to be difficult here? It's then you have additional voice that you have to play with your thumbs, okay? So after you did E, you played E, then you're playing this interval, which is 6, and then you have to play legato, 5, 4, and then you're moving like this. So I recommend to make those quarter notes you see in your thumb, and then second finger, make them separate. Don't try to crawl between them. No crawling. It's going to be 1. So it's going to be non-legato. Non-legato means you have to do the separation between those notes. Okay. And then finally, you have to pay attention to dynamic, because you're not gonna announce someone always screaming, "Hey, here's the coming important person." So you may have screamed for a while, but then you have to be more polite. So maybe now it's flutes playing, not the trumpets, where we're loud and clear in the beginning. Now in measure 9, if you look, there's a piano. So again, pay attention to your right hand. Right hand's going to be difficult to play unless you follow a few secrets I'm going to tell you. So if you try to glue your hand to the keyboard, it's going to be tough to play because you're going to end up playing like this. So remember, what you have to do is to release after every interval you're playing. You see what I did? I lifted my wrist a little bit up. So I'm taking the notes out of the keyboard rather than dropping them inside. Okay, so it's going to be... Also, you have to be gentle because it's a piano. You see what I'm doing? I'm moving my hand in this way. So every note is cushioned and tapered. It's not like boo, 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 boo. Okay, so make sure your hand can produce the gentle the sound here. Okay. Also pay attention to the difference between legato and staccato, because there's plenty. It's only a page-long piece. There's so many things you can do right, and so many things you can do wrong as well if you don't pay attention. So now let's try to play it a little bit faster, but we're not going to go too fast in this one, because guess what? What does it say in the very beginning of the piece? It says stately. What does stately means? That means you're not going to rush. You're not going to hey, there's a panic, there's someone important coming. No, you expected this person to come. And now you're proud to present this important person finally came at your, I don't know, palace or your house or the ceremony. Okay, anyway, so we're going to go a little bit faster, not too much faster. Stately. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Staccato. notes. Staccato, staccato, tenuto. Okay? So you have to spend a little bit more time on your last note to emphasize it and let everybody know, now I'm done. I'm done announcing this important person, whoever it was. Maybe it was a king, maybe it was a queen, maybe it was the president of the United States. I don't know. But anyway, make sure when you're playing this piece, those fanfares are calling to everybody's attention. So how are you going to do it? First of all, you're going to bring this accent in the beginning, right? And remember, the rest of the notes in the measure cannot be the same loudness, because it's going to be very boring if you say it like this, accenting every note. So only first one. Here comes here. And the look. He arrived or she arrived. And then you go with the piano. Okay, good luck with this piece. Always feel free to stop and rewind back and repeat it again. Play it along, play hands separately, work on your touch, pay attention to more and more things, because remember, when you're first working on this piece, it's going to be hard to pay attention to every single detail, because guess what? You also have a pedal, right? So I would say work on the notes and rhythm first, then add your dynamic, then add maybe put hands together and then add pedal, okay? Or maybe even practice pedal separately with the recording, but separately, or hands separately and the pedal. Okay, so you have little things to concentrate on instead of trying to get everything in one chunk. So good luck with this piece. Looking forward to hear you playing that.